Welcome to this pre-concert introduction to the New European Ensemble's live stream concert number 14. The Indian sitar player Ravi Shankar made an enormous impression on Western musicians in the late 1960s.
It is strange to see pop musicians with sitars.
He collaborated with the Beatles and with composers like Philip Glass. He wrote L'Aube Enchantée in 1976 on a 6-note Indian raga for flute and harp. The harp takes on the role of both a drone and rhythmic player, and the flute plays a melody that grows and increases throughout the piece in complexity. The Polish composer Lutoslawski wrote 3 fragments for flute and harp in 1953 for the Polish Radio Theatre. The pieces are close in style to the work of Ravel and Debussy. All 3 pieces are built up out of melodic flute lines that are offset by various harp figures. The iconic American composer John Cage had an enormous impact on the musical avant-garde after World War II. His famous piece 4 minutes and 33 seconds questions the boundaries between music and sound. His piece In a Landscape for harp was written to accompany dance and as a homage to Erik Satie, the French composer. The repetitive nature of this piece is close to what would become minimal music in the hands of composers like Philip Glass and Steve Reich. The piece has a meditative character which is much in line with Cage's own interest in Eastern philosophy and Indian classical music. Cage's work Child of Tree was written for a choreography by his partner Merce Cunningham. Cage took his inspiration from the sound that could be made by rubbing a cactus. The piece instructs the player to choose 10 instruments made out of plant materials. The player then improvises the piece using a stopwatch to time the musical structure. Maurice Ravel wrote his Pièce en forme de Habanera in 1907. The piece was originally a vocalise to be sung without any text. The work was then transcribed for a whole range of instruments, such as flute and harp, as you will hear in this concert. The habanera was a dance form popularized in Cuba that made its way through Spain back to France and caught the attention of composers like Bizet, who wrote perhaps the most famous habanera of all in his opera Carmen. The Spanish composer Manuel de Falla integrated the musical language of Spanish folk songs in his work. The song Nana is a prime example of this, as it is an arrangement of a popular Spanish lullaby. Argentinian Astor Piazzolla popularized the tango as an art form for the concert stage in the mid-20th century. Both Café 1930 and Nightclub 1960 are derived from his Histoire du Tango. The piece aims to capture the journey tango took from seedy brothels in Buenos Aires to the center of concert stages as a high art form in the 20th century. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the concert, and please like and subscribe and stay up to date with the NEuE European Ensemble, and I'll see you in the next concert introduction.